And it sounded like a good idea until I said, wait. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're just joining in, my name is Lois Leke Amo. So it's been a while that I've been here. Motherhood is an interesting journey, and there have been so many other things, but I won't bore you with all of those details. It's good to be back, and it's good to be shooting a video today. 7 days after in the NICU. That's what this video is about. If you're a Nigerian, or should I say an African, I think it's more particular to Nigerians. There's this 7 days after, the baby must be named. The baby must be named on the 8th day. There must be a ceremony. There must, okay, not must necessarily, but it's like the norm, it's what's expected, that there's a ceremony and people gather around and they rejoice with you on the arrival of your baby. But if you had a preemie baby, you don't have the luxury of all of that. You honestly don't, because chances are that on the 8th day your baby is still in NICU and you're probably still recovering from cesarean section if you had that. But what do you do? How do you navigate the waters? How do you go ahead? Because some people feel that if they don't have a naming ceremony, it just waters down the joy of having a child. I'll be sharing my story, and I hope that this will encourage and inspire somebody. I also hope and believe that it will reduce the pressure of how to handle such a situation. So in my case, we had my baby on a Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday, and we're supposed to name her, in quotes, the Friday after she was born. I had a cesarean section, so I was in a lot of pain. I was hurting. I went home 4 days after the surgery, but every day I was going to the hospital to see my baby, to give breast milk, to just check on her, to know that, and to tell her that she wasn't alone and we're praying for her and all of that. And then we're talking about, okay, well, how do we, my husband and I had already agreed, even prior to her arrival, that we weren't going to have an elaborate ceremony. It was just going to be something small and intimate. But then she came, and she came 8 weeks early, and we had to now readjust a lot of things and make it work with what we had. So we told ourselves that we're not going to even do anything. We'll just go to the hospital, see her, pray with her, and tell her her names, decree her names over her, because all of her names, and she has quite a number, all of her names are very symbolic. They're very deep. So her Yoruba name is Mofifeje Suhon, which means I show forth God's love. And that was what I felt. That was what we felt through the pregnancy and everything. We knew that this child was going to show us so much, how much God loved us. She was going to reveal God's love to us in a new dimension. So, back to the gist of how the whole day went and how the process went and dealing with family. Family, well, it was weird for everybody because, okay, thank God she came, she's strong, she's okay. She was on oxygen for just 24 hours and she was really fighting. She was fighting to stay. She was fighting to say, I'm here to stay. That was something that was giving us joy. There were still a lot of concerns, but that gave us joy, gave us a lot of support that we were not doing this alone. Our baby was fighting with us. Then how do we now, okay, what do we do? How do we go about it? I had the opportunity to talk to a friend who had a baby a little early as well, and she said that she had pastor come over, some people from church, just I think about 10 to 12 people, and I was like, all right, that's an idea. But at the time they were having their own naming, as it were. Her baby was back home, so it was an idea, but it wasn't something I could adapt because my baby was still in the hospital. I discussed with my husband and he was like, you know what, no need for ceremony, no need for any party, no need for anything. Let's just go ahead and name her. We have her names already. We'll go there, we pray, and we tell her names. We assure her of God's love. And that's it. And that was what we did. In convincing family, it was a little easy. It was actually pretty easy because this was something new to everybody. No member of our families, either side, had experienced this, so it was not a tough that they knew what to do or how to advise or any suggestions to give us. We were pretty much on our own, but they were supporting us all the way with whatever decision that we jointly agreed on. So when we said it, the only question that was asked was, oh, why can't your pastor come? Why can't your pastor come? Maybe your pastor comes and just carries the baby if they allow him and decrease her name. And it sounded like a good idea until I said, wait. When God was saying that the man is the head of the home and he's the priest, the priestly role is like a pastoral role. I mean, he's the pastor of his home, if you like. And I was like, no, I don't think there's a need for the pastor to be involved. My husband is a pastor. He will name the child and we'll be fine. And I told my husband my thoughts and he was like, exactly his thoughts. Besides, our pastor also works and this was going to be a weekday. He could make it work, really. He could do that. I know him for that. But we're just looking at it that, is it really necessary? All the dynamics. They're trying to convince the hospital to allow him into the NICU. It was just going to be somehow. So we just decided, no, there wasn't any need for that. And we went to the hospital, we named her. And it was beautiful. A little weird, but it was really beautiful. One of the things that touched me deeply was the fact that that was the first time I was carrying her. And as I held that tiny frame in my arms, I was just saying, you will live, you will not die. You will live, you will not die. You're going to come home with us. We're going to enjoy having you with us. I can't really explain how that feeling was, holding your baby for the first time in your arms and just looking at her and feeling very helpless, wondering if everything that you know as a believer was really going to happen. At the back of my head, there were thoughts like, what if she doesn't make it? What if God is trying to teach us something through the journey? And so many what ifs. It didn't also help that everything I knew about premies were not so encouraging. The struggles especially. I mean, they're strong and they do survive. They make it. They fight. They're fighters from the womb. But seeing it played before your own eyes, seeing it happen to you, it's like, what? Can I do this? If you don't need to feel that, oh, I have to have a naming ceremony, or you don't even need to feel sad that you can't. Because the most important thing is mother is alive, child is alive. And if you focus on those two, everything else will pale in comparison. You can go ahead, name your child. You already have names for the child. So go ahead, name the child, and let those names ginger you to pray. Because every time I thought about my daughter's names, even at times when I wasn't with her, I would scroll through her names and I would speak each one of them, and I would talk about the things that I was not seeing, but what the name represents, what the name signifies, and it would give me hope. It would give me so much joy. I'll feel, okay, this is her name. If this is her name and we received this name from God, whether it was somebody who said, oh, this is my name for your baby or not, it was a name that was just from God, really. Because I look in my head, I'm thinking about all her names and I'm like, it's really from God. One of her names is Yanulua, which means miracle, like wonder, actually. Yan, miracle, like a miracle. And it was one of her grandmothers that gave her that name. So every time I thought about it, I'll say Yanulua. This girl is a miracle. This girl shows forth God's awesomeness, God's power, God's strength. And when I get into that place, I'm encouraged again that don't worry, she's going to make it, she's going to fight. This will not last for too long. I'm a firm believer that when you share what you've gone through or the struggles that you had in your life, you encourage people, you inspire people, and you let them know that they are not alone. Because the feeling of aloneness for a preemie mom can be very overwhelming. Even when you know, even if you know people that have gone through the journey, the feeling of aloneness still comes every once in a while, and it can be very overwhelming. So it's okay to cry. It's okay to even feel bad that, oh, I can't have a naming ceremony. It's totally okay. But don't dwell there. This child is fighting. And so are you. You're strong, you're brave, you're bold. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Because, like a friend of mine will always say, it will surely end in praise. If it doesn't end in praise, then it's not the end. It just started. I trust that God will help you through this journey. God will bring you through and it will end in praise for you. Stay strong. Stay encouraged. Cry if you need to. But don't give up. Your child needs you. The world needs you. The world needs what you carry and what you have deposited in that child. And only you can be strong for the child. I just want to use this opportunity to say, oh, that was a little emotional, a lot emotional for me. I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to my husband. He's been an amazing father, and he stayed with me through the process, through the journey, in times of being in the hospital when I was pregnant, the times of our baby, little Pearl, being in NICU. He would go to the hospital first before going to work, and from work he goes straight to the hospital first before coming home. And that was the circle for the 15 days that she was in the hospital. He say he's going to visit his daughter in the boarding house. And it was just a strong support. He still is a strong support. God bless you. I love you. You're just joining, please subscribe, join the family. I'll be sharing a lot of personal stories, and like the video if you enjoy this. You can also tap the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. I promise we will not stay away for long anymore. We are back and we're here to make sure that your journey is beautiful.